Hello everybody, Jason Won't Learn to Survive. It's been 2 weeks since my last video, and it's been a rough 2 weeks. My great niece, 15 years old, killed herself. So guys, if you're battling depression, if you know anybody battling depression, or anybody in your families battling depression, please let them know it's okay. Let them know you're there for them. If any of my viewers are battling depression and don't have anybody to talk to, leave a comment that you need to talk. If you're not comfortable with that, my emails and my information on here. I'll be more than happy to talk with you in email. Hell, I'll even call if you'd like and listen. Sometimes all it takes is having somebody that cares and listens. So let's take care of ourselves, and more importantly, let's help take care of one another because the mental health care system in this country sucks. Okay, today I want to talk about the IDF bandage. Some of you may have heard it called a trauma wound dressing, a pressure dressing, or an Israeli bandage. Now, I've had these around for years, not this one here, but the old style from the United States military. And these new ones differ greatly. And how do you tell if it's a new one or an old one? Most of them are packed in this big gray packaging here, like the Israelis are currently doing. So I opened this one already. These things are amazing and wonderful. So, if you want to open it and still carry the bandage, it is perfectly fine. These gray ones, you have this bigger packaging with instructions on the back. Some of them have the instructions inside, but your bandage is in another vacuum sealed plastic wrap there. So, you got this inside this, vacuum sealed, and this is vacuum sealed. And you can always fold this up and save it because you can use this on a sucking chest wound, but that's a story for a different time. Now, these new Israeli bandages have this piece on it. So you unravel it. Most of it holds by, usually holds by a thread. So just have a little bit dangling. You put on the wound. You bring it up and you run it through this bar here. So you bring it over, tuck it in, and then you bring it backwards like this and start wrapping it tightly, putting pressure on the wound. So this will act as a tourniquet and stop or slow bleeding. Now, the good thing about these compared to a tourniquet, and I still am an advocate of a tourniquet, I carry both these and a tourniquet. Um, I would use the tourniquet if the bleeding has to be stopped. I would use this to slow down bleeding for the most part. Although you can use this to stop bleeding, I just like the tourniquet better for that because the tourniquet I have is cat style, and has the wingless on it, so you can crank it down really tight. There's no question if you've got it tight enough or not. But one thing you can do with these that you cannot do with a tourniquet is the neck. I have seen these used on the neck to slow the bleeding on the arteries here in the neck to buy somebody time to medical help arrives till they got to the hospital because you can't really put a tourniquet on somebody's neck. And there's a way of doing it that involves putting it there and start wrapping it and, wrapping it under the arm. There's a whole process to it. I'm uh, not that familiar with that process. I've never learned it. Something relatively new because of these bars and clips on the end to hold it off instead of tying it off. But I did look it up, and there are a few videos on YouTube on them. Folks, I cannot stress enough that this will save your life. This will save someone else's life. Don't think it won't. Don't think you don't need them. Get you a couple. Throw it in your medical kit. Throw one in the glove box of your car. You know, whatever. Always have a couple of these around because one day you will need them. And I will tell you, the old style ones, as a bouncer in a bar, I've actually used quite a few times on wounds when fights broke out. People got stabbed in the leg or something. One guy had his femoral artery severed when he was stabbed in the leg, and I used it on that. And medics flat out told me if it wasn't for that on there, he would have died before they got there. So, important item to have. You can find these on eBay or Amazon um, for a couple $5 a piece. I bought a 3-pack, I think, for like $9 of these new ones. You know, just get you some. Can't stress that enough. So, guys, take care of yourself, take care of one another, and stay safe.